Hi there, I'm Stephanie and welcome to Couture, Costumes, and Cats. Today I thought I'd show you how to knit your very own baby blanket. So, I decided to make a baby blanket for my friend's baby shower. It's a great gift. It's quick and fun to do, and it's super easy. I came up with this pattern just on a whim because I wanted something cute and a little bit different. So I decided to try it out, and I came up with this pattern. So it's pretty cool. It's a super easy pattern. It's just a combination of knit purl stitches and basically just the way that you set them up and you organize them, it makes these little square patterns. So I think it looks pretty cool. This pattern has a lot of texture, which I like because it looks like a knitted blanket. And since we're using a super chunky yarn, it adds even more of that like soft, squishy texture to the blanket. To get started, you only need a couple things. I used the Bernat Baby Blanket yarn for this. You're only going to need a whole ball and a little bit of a second one. So make sure you get two. You may need a little bit more or a little bit less depending on the size of needles that you use. But for this one today, I used one and maybe a quarter of a second one. So I like this yarn so much because it's super chunky, which means your project is really quick, and it's also super soft and squishy, and it comes into like so many colors that you can choose from, and it's also machine washable. So it's a great choice for this project. I used size 9 circular knitting needles for this project. You can use straight needles, but your project will get a little bit wide, so your needles will get stacked really, really fast. When your project has some length, it can become pretty heavy on your needles. So using circular needles can take off some of that weight. This one is 29 inches across, and it was perfect for this project. So size 9 millimeter. You could choose to go a little bit smaller or bigger gauge depending on how loose your knitting is, and depending on how loose you want the finished product to be. And just a sewing needle for the end, like a big one with a big loop so that you can actually thread that bulky yarn just to finish off and weave your ends when you're done. So those are the 3 things that you need for this project. So super easy, as I said. If you've never knitted before, this is a great place to start. As I said, this project will be super quick and really, really easy to do. And you basically repeat the same stitches over and over and over again. So it's really difficult to make mistakes. So I'm going to walk you through, and in the end, you're going to end up with a beautiful baby blanket that is about 30 inches wide by 40 inches long. So I think it's the perfect size for a baby crib. All right, let's make a baby blanket. The first thing we need to do is we need to cast on using the long tail method. Because we're casting on 60 stitches, we'll leave a tail that's about 60 inches long. We're going to make a slip knot. So we're going to turn and make a loop and then pull through the loop. I'm going to show you one more time. I'm going to roll the yarn around our fingers and then grab the loop from inside and pull. That's how we make a slip knot. We're going to put it on our knitting needle and just tighten the ends. Make sure that your tail is on the left and that your knitting yarn is on the right. We're going to make a loop, put it on the top, use the left side to make another loop, and then loop it on the top. So let's do that again. Loop, top, tail, loop, and then final. So it's 3 loops. Again, I'm gonna make a loop with my fingers, put it on the top, loop with the tail, and then add it and pull. As I said before, the stitches are a combination of knit and purl. So to knit, you're going to put the needle in the back with the yarn in the back, and you're going to pull the stitch off from the front. After you've knitted 4 stitches, you're going to bring your yarn to the front, put your needle in the front, and then pull the stitch off from the back. And that's how you purl. So our first row, we're going to knit the first 4 stitches. So this is obviously not my first row, but you get what I mean. And then we're gonna move the yarn to the front of the project, and we're going to purl 4 stitches. So that's pretty much it for this pattern. The most important thing is to remember to move the yarn back and forth. So back when we knit, 4 stitches, and then move it back to the front to purl 4 stitches. You're going to repeat that group of stitches over and over again until you reach the end of your row. So knit 4, purl 4, knit 4. And you're going to do 4 rows. At the end of those 4 rows, you're going to switch it up. So you're going to start your row by purling 4 stitches. It's by switching after 4 rows that you're going to create that sort of square basket weave, because you're purling 4 stitches over the 4 stitches that you were knitting before. So it's going to switch up the pattern. So that's it for the stitches. You just need to keep track of where you're at. So if you're not quite sure how to read your knitting, just keep track of which row you're at on a piece of paper, and you'll be good to go. And don't forget to switch your yarn back and forth. When you've done about 100 rows, or you've reached the desired length, it's time to cast off. So you're going to knit 2 stitches, and then you're going to pass the first stitch over the second one. And you're going to keep going until the very end. That's it. I told you it was easy. When you're done, you can just fold it and wrap it around with some lace or ribbon, and your blanket is ready to go. So as I said, it's a beautiful, fast and easy project if you have a baby shower coming up, or for anyone. You could experiment with the size and make a bigger blanket for your own bed. So have fun. Don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.